And welcome tonight to the Redeemer Athletic Center in Ancaster, Ontario for tonight's OCAA men's basketball matchup. The home team of the Redeemer Royals facing off against the visiting Conestoga Condors, and Terrell Lloyd for the Condors gets us off to a quick start. That layup is good for him. Pass by Jackson Thackeray into the corner, controlled by Gabe Della Foresta. Kicks it back out to Tomás Barbosa in the corner now for Thackeray. Drives right, gets it to Parker Davis, who drives, and that one is good for two. Redeemer converting on their first shot of the game as well. You have Luca Filivong coming across half court with it. That ball's given away. Parker Davis comes the other way. Another take for him in the lane. That one's no good. Rebounded by Emmanuel Liao. Ball now with Terrell Lloyd, who drives right. Kicks it into the corner for Jose Davis. It's now back with Liao in the post. Left-handed hook shot, no good. He gets his rebound, puts it back up, and that one is good for two. 4-2 lead for the Condors. The ball now with Parker Davis after Redeemer successfully breaks the press. Thackeray drives right. Finds Barbosa, who launches a three from the wing. That one's no good. Lloyd comes down with the rebound for the Condors. Now this is Filivong with Obang. Now to Lloyd. Liao now. Backs his way into the paint. Left-handed pass over to the wing for Obang. Swings it to the corner. And that is Jose Davis with the early three to give Conestoga a 7-2 lead now. We have Gabe Della Foresta on the wing, but that one's tipped, and Ladera Obang the other way has just Tomás Barbosa to beat. That one almost wedges in between the rim and the backboard. He gets his own rebounds, and on the following shot, he's fouled and will go to the free throw line. So an early, high-paced back-and-forth game between these two teams. They met twice last season, Conestoga getting the better of both games. I believe one was a 22-point victory for them at their home court in Kitchener, and then they won by 6 here in Ancaster last year. But some roster changes for both teams since last season that may impact their success this season. Both teams currently sitting at 0-3 on the season, having lost all their games. But Ladera Obang, who is now at the free throw line, was the 2022-2023 OCAA Player of the Year and was named an All-Canadian, has not been rostered on this team for the past couple seasons. And we also see, for the first time on this Conestoga squad since 2022-23, Terrell Lloyd, who the same season as Obang being the Player of the Year was the OCAA's leading scorer at 25.1 points per game. So those two back after a couple seasons of absence will be important for this Conestoga's team, and we'll see what they can get going. Although hasn't been successful in their first few games and getting a win so far. 0-3 on the season are both of these teams. And we'll have a foul on number 11, Luca Filivong, which will give Tomás Barbosa a trip to the free throw line. We also see Caden King-Stewart check into the game for the Royals in for Jack Narula. Both first-year players for the Royals, getting some quality minutes this season. Barbosa hits the first and gets the second to go as well. Good start. 2 of 2 from the free throw line for Tomás Barbosa. Thackeray guarding Filivong. Entry pass into Liao, guarded by King-Stewart. Now Davis to Obang, to Lloyd in the corner, guarded by Davis. Lloyd spins, layup high off glass, and that is good for Terrell Lloyd. I believe that's his second basket of the game. Redeemer breaks the press. Thackeray's got to get this across the court. Does to Davis. Della Foresta now to Thackeray, who takes the 2-point jumper. And that is good for Jackson Thackeray. A nice long 2-pointer for the Redeemer point guard. 11-6 now the score. So Emmanuel Liao spins against Caden King-Stewart. Shot won't fall, but there will be a foul against Redeemer, and that will send Emmanuel Liao to the free throw line. Emmanuel Liao, the second year out of Kitchener, Ontario, was last year's 2025 OCAA Rookie of the Year for men's basketball. Enjoying some success in his first year at the program. Also, the player not yet to be featured for the Condors, but Landon Hart, the number 23 forward out of Guelph, was also on the OCAA All-Rookie team last year. So with the return of both Lloyd and Obang to the squad, as well as some successful rookie talent from last year, this could be a formidable team in the OCAA West this year. As Liao makes one of his 2 free throws, but it's a quick outlet pass to Elijah Ona, who's now checked into the game. Ball now to Barbosa. De La Foresta. Ona. Barbosa drives left against Obang. Left-handed shot. Contact on the drive. And the layup is good. And a foul call. Thomas Barbosa with the and one and the chance to get the extra point at the free throw line. Some good bounce back offense for Redeemer. A tough bucket by Thomas Barbosa. Has the chance to cut the lead to 3 here. And he converts on the extra point, as we also see Jason Aswomo check in for Gabriel De La Foresta. We have King Stewart guarding Liao. Puts a move on him in the post and called for the foul. Doesn't look like a lot of contact was made by King Stewart. He was trying to stay in front of him, but maybe came down a little bit with his hands as Liao took the shot. Foul call will not be changed. It'll be Liao for another 2 free throws at the line. We have a number of substitutions here. We've got Jeremiah De La Foresta coming into the game for the Royals, as well as Ben Dick. And we also have Joseph Arawaji coming into the game for the Condors, as well as Landon Hart, who I just mentioned last year was also on that OCAA West All-Rookie team, along with Emmanuel Liao currently at the free throw line. And I believe Liao goes 2 for 2 from that trip to the line. And the ball taken right back down by Landon Hart of the Condors. Quick turnover from Redeemer's inbound, and that'll be another bucket for Conestoga as they now have a 7-point lead. And that's a turnover from Jeremiah De La Foresta as he comes across half. He was somewhat doubled. And now this is Luca Filivong, who gets to his left hand, kicks it to the corner for Obang. A fake on the 3, guarded by Iswomo. Out to Filivong on the wing, and now Liao. Guarded by Ben Dick. And the attempted dump-off pass didn't end up finding anyone. It'll be out of bounds and Redeemer inbound under their own basket. Elijah Ona now to Parker Davis. A screen from Ben Dick. Tries to dribble through too, and that's turned over by Parker Davis. Now Liao with a shifty behind the back move for a big man. Doesn't get the layup to go, but some nice ball handling on the fast break from the Conestoga forward, or Conestoga center. It's now Elijah Ona with the drive with his right hand, and that one will go. Blew by Obang for the 2-point bucket. Now guarding Conestoga point guard Luca Filivong. Obang to the corner for Arawaji. That one's off the rim and rebounded by Ben Dick. Jeremiah De La Foresta now to Aswomo. Takes it back out to the top of the 3-point line. Gets it to Parker Davis, who, as soon as he picks that ball up, gets driving to the lane and is fouled on the way there. Will go to the line for 2. 16-11 the score, as Thomas Barbosa checks back in for Jeremiah De La Foresta. Coach Stephen Hopkins making a lot of early substitutions for the Royals, keeping the legs fresh. We know that the first quarter can sometimes be a little bit more high-scoring than all the rest of them, but should scoring continue at this pace, it'll be a very high-scoring game, with Redeemer on pace to put up at least 20 points this quarter, and Conestoga 30 should they score at this rate, but however unlikely, it could happen. Davis makes his first free throw. That is Parker Davis. as well as the second to bring Redeemer within 3. This is now Adam Eichholz for the Condors. Gets it to Liao. Now Arawaji taking his second 3 of the night. That one hits rim, but Landon Hart is there on the rebounds, put it up. Gets his own rebounds. It'll stay with Conestoga. It'll be their inbound under the Redeemer basket. Ball into Eichholz. Into the post for Liao. That one's too strong. Davis now with the rebound. Comes down the left wing. Has Oswomo go into the basket. That one's flipped home for 2. Redeemer wanted a foul call on that one, but they're happy to at least come away with the made layup and get themselves back within 1. Arawaji really given the green light to shoot. But 0 for 3 on his first 3 attempts. We'll see if that changes as his approach to scoring or the team's go-to offense. Jason Oswomo, after making that layup, takes a quick break, and we'll have Jackson Thackeray come back into the game. 5th year out of Richmond, BC. It's Elijah Ona now to Parker Davis. Barbosa. Now to Thackeray, who finds the backdoor pass to Barbosa. Didn't quite have the position to put up a shot from there. And we have the ball now with Kevon Nath, who gets it into Arawaji. And last touch off Redeemer will keep the ball with Conestoga. And the flurry of substitutions continues for the Royals as we see Cole Arnold come into the game, number 3, the guard out of Beamsville, Ontario, the 3rd year. Substitute again now for the Condors. This is now Brandon Kamayu checking into the game for Emmanuel Liao. Ball into Kamayu, guarded by Dick. Gets through the paint, left-handed pass to Eichholz. Gets into the paint. Turnaround hook shot, a little bit too strong. It's Barbosa the other way. Left-handed drive. Kicks it out to Davis, who drives right, puts up a runner, and that one's good. Parker Davis having himself a nice start to the game offensively. This Eichholz entry pass into Kamayu, and that is Hart with the miss at the rim. Barbosa taking it to his left. That was a tough shot. He flipped it up, and possession will go to Conestoga now. That last bucket by Parker Davis giving Redeemer a 1-point lead at this point in the game. We now have Tristan Braham, the number 8, checking into the game for Adam Eichholz. It's not only the Royals coach making a lot of substitution, but also Conestoga. Both teams keeping a lot of fresh legs in this game and giving everyone action in the first quarter. Nath. Arawaji. Kamayu. Oh, good vision for that pass into Landon Hart, who was in the dunker spot. Let's put 2 points on the board and retake the lead for Conestoga. Thackeray looks to set up the offense. Ball to Parker Davis, screened by Dick, but he rejects it. Gets to the right hand, misses the layup. He eventually ended up taking that one with his left. Pass into the corner for Arawaji, taking his 4-3 of the game. None have worked out so far for him. Be a rebound by Ben Dick, and ball now with Parker Davis on the wing. Guarded by Kevon Nath. He drives right, gets it to the corner. Swing to Barbosa on the left wing. That one's just off the right side of the rim, and now we have a 3-on-2 for Conestoga. Arawaji to Landon Hart. And nice pickup on his dribble there, but the layup was short. It'll be Conestoga ball in the Redeemer ends. as we see Terrell Lloyd, Jack Narula, Gabe Della Foresta, and Jason Asuomo come back into the game. Inbound into Lloyd on the left wing, guarded by Barbosa. Screened by Kamayu. Pass deflected by Narula on the attempted entry pass. Lloyd gets to his right hand and flips that one in at the rim. Conestoga a 3-point lead now. It's Terrell Lloyd's third basket of the game. He leads all Conestoga players with 6 points. Narula flips it to Asuomo at the top of the 3-point line. He'll launch a three, and that is good for Jason Asuomo. That'll move him to having 5 points so far for the Royals. Pass into Terrell Lloyd. Now, Kevon Nath back to Lloyd. Driving left. Tristan Braham now. Kamayu. Another good pass between Kamayu and Hart, and that leads to another basket. Those two seem to have a good connection. Kamayu dishing out those left-handed passes, and Landon Hart hitting another nice bucket for Conestoga, pushing their lead back to 3. Cole Arnold now into Barbosa, drives right on Nath, flips that one up as a little short, was maybe expecting a foul call and wanted to get the shot off, but no dice for Thomas Barbosa. And now have Tristan Braham. Looks like they want the ball into Brandon Kamayu, but Narula getting a good position on him to not allow the entry pass. Lloyd now driving left, tries to dump that one off to Landon Hart. Not enough time left on the shot clock for Conestoga. It seems as though Asuomo was unaware that the play had continued and that a shot clock violation hadn't been called. He could have had a chance to put up a shot for the Royals, but they'll still have 2.2 left on the clock here. Asuomo will inbound as Jeremiah Della Foresta checks back into the game. See if they can launch a quick three-pointer here. Cole Arnold will be the chosen one. He gets that shot off, but it's right of the hoop. And that will close out our first quarter action, 23-20. The score at the end of this one. Good offensive output from both teams in this first quarter. And as we have a break, we would like to thank tonight's Redeemer Royals sponsor of this basketball game, proudly brought to you by Finn Pools, a proud sponsor of your Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering on top quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. Visit finpools.ca to learn more or to start your next pool project today. Thank you to Finn Pools for sponsoring the Redeemer Royals. And we start the second quarter with the Redeemer inbounds. Redeemer in the white going from right to left, and Conestoga in the black jerseys going from left to right. So Asuomo now to Parker Davis. takes a dribble and puts that one up. A tough contested runner by Parker Davis. Goes home, and that'll bring him to being the top scorer in this game with 9 points. Ball now with Terrell Lloyd on the right wing. Attempted entry into Kamayu. But a kickball against Redeemer, and it'll be a Conestoga inbound on the baseline. Inbound into Landon Hart, guarded closely by Della Foresta. Now Philavong swings it over to Lloyd. Fakes a couple of passes. Back to Philavong, swings it to Landon Hart, who puts another three-pointer home, and that'll bring Landon Hart to 10 points already by himself. The top scorer of the game so far. Made a feature on the OCAA West All-Rookie team last year. Three-pointer taken by Jeremiah Della Foresta, but Gabe Della Foresta with the offensive rebound puts that one up but doesn't go. Good outlet to Landon Hart now. Has to beat Parker Davis. Gets around him and is able to put that one up. Landon Hart having himself an absolute wonder of a game so far with 12 points. As Conestoga takes a commanding 6-point lead. Parker Davis steps back for three. That one's short. But Jeremiah Della Foresta after that one gets it to his brother Gabe. Shot no good. And Kamayu the rebounds. Philavong now to Lloyd, who drives on Asuomo. And a blocking foul on Jason Asuomo as Lloyd drives by him. It'll be Redeemer's first of the quarter. And Asuomo's first personal of the game. Inbound into Luca Philavong, who drives left. Pass to Asuomo. That one with the left hand is off glass and good. Good enough for an 8-point lead now for the Condors. Asuomo down to Davis, guarded by Philavong. Into the corner for a wide open Jeremiah Della Foresta. That one just short, inches away from going home. Lloyd now to Obang. Stops at the paint and dribbles back out. Swings it cross court to Philavong, who's a little dump off to Lloyd, who makes that acrobatic left-handed finish. And with that run from Conestoga, Redeemer will take a timeout to try and stop the bleeding and come up with a new strategy here. Conestoga now leading by 10, 32-22. Have Redeemer with the ball in the Conestoga end. Davis gets the screen from Dick. Pulls up at the top of the elbow. Tough turnaround shot. That one doesn't go. Rebounded by Obang. Guarded by Jeremiah Della Foresta. Entry pass into Kamayu. Left-handed pass again to Landon Hart. Those two are going to keep running that play all night if it keeps working like that. A ball into the backcourt will be an over and back from Conestoga, which will give Redeemer the ball. And we see Jason Asuomo sub out of the game for Jackson Thackeray. And Kamayu will take a break. Brandon Kamayu, that is, for the Conestoga Condors, will make way for Emmanuel Liao to check back into the game. Inbound into Thackeray now. Back to Davis. Barbosa has some space, takes the 2-point shot, and that one is all net for Barbosa. Terrell Lloyd now. Drive and kick to Landon Hart in the corner. That one rims out, and Barbosa with the rebounds. Dribbles past Ladera Obang. Kicks it to the corner. Jeremiah Della Foresta with a tough layup. Good finish from Jeremiah Della Foresta. Cuts the lead to 6. Now this is Luka Filavon, comes off a screen and flips that one off with his left hand. Not good on the shot, but he will get fouled and be able to go to the free throw line. And we now have Gabriel Della Foresta coming into the game for Redeemer alongside Ben Dick. I believe Ben Dick was already in the game. My apologies. Of our first free throw for Luka Filavong, and that one's good. And the second as well. That'll bring Luka Filavong to 4 points on the evening. And we now see another substitution for the Royals. The number 15, Kalen Connors, making his first action tonight. Gets a cross-court pass from Jackson Thackeray in some space, but kicks it back out to Thomas Barbosa. Now Della Foresta with the inbound pass the entry pass into Dick. Kick back out to Barbosa. Tries to get Obang to bite on the fake. This is a pass out for Jackson Thackeray. That three-pointer is off the mark. Terrell Lloyd now with the rebound. Jackson Thackeray with some great straight-up defense there as Lloyd misses the shot, and Obang gets the follow-up, but isn't able to put it home. Thackeray now down the left wing to Barbosa. Gets some space on the right-handed drive, kicks it to the corner for Della Foresta. That one is good! 3 made by Gabriel Della Foresta. Brings the Royals within 5. That's his first bucket of the night. Thackeray now guarding Filavong. Forces him right to his weaker hand. It's Liao now spinning on Dick. Kick it to the corner for Obang. Caleb Connors with the contest. Obang hit the deck. Maybe some contact. He's confused why there wasn't a foul call, but none given. Caleb Connors able to disrupt that shot, whether legally or not, but it'll be possession for Redeemer as Elijah Ona checks back into the game for Jackson Thackeray, and Parker Davis will sub out Thomas Barbosa. This is Ona now. Davis. Parker Davis drives right with a little Euro step and the left-handed finish. Great finish from Parker Davis. And an interception off the inbound pass by Gabriel Della Foresta right to Elijah Ona, who converts on that layup as well. A quick 4 points for Redeemer. And that'll lead to a timeout from Conestoga. That's exactly what you want, is to get some momentum and to make the other team call a timeout. That's the ultimate momentum booster. So good work by the Redeemer Royals on that little run. Cuts the lead back to 1. And that's a great little run by Redeemer. At this point, we'd also like to thank Wes Shilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our final score updates for this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. So whether you're buying or selling, trust experience and integrity, trust Wes Shilstra, Remax Escarpment Realty. Thank you, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics. Conestoga now across half court with Terrell Lloyd, guarded by Caleb Connors. Double. And that pass deflected as it goes out of bounds, so the ball will stay with Conestoga. Just under 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Conestoga leading by 1. Some pressure by Elijah Ona on that inbound pass. Three-pointer on the wing. Taken by Jose Davis. That one's no good, but the follow-up by Emmanuel Liao is another 2 points for Emmanuel Liao. Davis rejects the screen from Dick. Gets it to Ona in the corner, who drives left. Puts up a difficult shot. That one doesn't fall. Dick's there for the offensive rebound. Spins and gets it out to the three-point line for De La Foresta. That one's no good, but Parker Davis there with the follow-up. No good either. Both of those shots just catching the tiniest bit of the rim, and it's able enough to spit them back out. Obeng now to the corner for Jose Davis. That one catches a lot of rim and doesn't fall. And the follow-up from Liao, no good either. Rebound Dick, now with Davis. Gets a little bit of an elbow up on Lloyd there, but they'll call Lloyd for the foul. That's a surprising call. I thought Parker Davis was maybe going to be issued an offensive foul there. Terrell Lloyd's making his case to the referee for Parker Davis's elbow, which we were able to even see from the booth up here. I believe he has a case, but unfortunately won't get the foul call there. Be Redeemer possession, and we have Cole Arnold subbing back into the game, as well as Jack Narula. Parker Davis again matched up with Lloyd. Nice little pass into Narula, who kicks it out to Aswomo. That three is good. Nothing but net for Jason Aswomo. Ties this game at 36. It's Tristan Braham. Obeng to Lloyd. Obeng now guarded by Arnold. Back to Lloyd. To Davis in the corner. Guarded by Davis. Three no good, but Liao with the rebounds. Back to Obeng at the top of the three-point line. His three-pointer no good. Another offensive rebound for Conestoga. And another. Why not? And another. And another. And that one goes home. After maybe the fifth or sixth offensive rebound for Conestoga on that possession. They also missed 5 shots at the rim, but eventually able to come away from that possession with 2 points. Now Redeemer down the other way. Aswomo with the floater. Just missed. Now Terrell Lloyd on the right wing. Fakes a three. Aswomo stays disciplined defensively. Is able to stay in front of him. The double now. Kick to Davis. That one's no good. Another offensive rebound for Conestoga. Liao puts up the shot and is fouled by Barbosa. He'll have a trip to the free throw line for a chance to make the lead 4 for Conestoga. We see the separation and rebounding currently as Conestoga with 25 and Redeemer at 13. I was just looking at it a moment ago. It said 20 to 13 and it all of a sudden jumped to 25. So Conestoga having 5 offensive rebounds in those couple possessions there. Almost doubling the Royals in terms of total rebounding. That'll have to be something that the Royals will have to get under wraps because it can lead to a lot of second chance points. And as we see, oh my goodness, the Condors currently with 13 offensive rebounds, more defensive rebounds than they have, and also more defensive rebounds than the Royals have. That is simply not something you can have and have a confident chance at winning a basketball game in the OCAA. So that will have to change as the Royals need to get a handle on the rebounding. A little bit of an undersized squad, the Royals already, especially in comparison to this Conestoga team. The Royals' tallest player being Ben Dick at 6'6". Of course, height isn't the only factor in rebounding. You need people who are good at positioning and people who can battle down low. But Conestoga seems to have many of those players at their disposal. So that'll be something that is definitely addressed right now in the timeout by Coach Stephen Hopkins. Some free throws for Emmanuel Liao. Knocks down the first one. And the second is off the back rim. Rebound by Caleb Connors. Cole Arnold now gives the ball up to Caleb Connors. Now Barbosa drives left on Liao. Turnaround jumper. That one's just short. Arawaji back into the game with the rebounds. Now Obang up the wing to Ose Davis. Back to Obang. Asks for a screen from Liao. Doesn't use it. Drives right and finds Tristan Braham on the cut. Back out to Obang, who will take a contested three in the corner. That's no good. Jack Narula the rebounds. Oswemo with a nice outlet pass to Barbosa, who picks up his dribble and runs at the basket. That shot a little bit off. And Obang now with the ball for Conestoga. We'll flip it to Braham. Passes to Ose Davis, the cutter, and that layup is good. Brings Conestoga's lead to 5. As Coach Stephen Hopkins is preparing a triple substitution. Connors with the pass into Narula. That one just gets away from him. But another turnover for the Royals. This team pretty equals in turnovers so far. The Royals with 6 and Conestoga with 5. Arawaji launches another 3 and can't get that one to go. Oswemo the other way. Gets to Barbosa at the top of the wing. Steps through as Obang bites on his shot fake, but the shot no good. Narula in the corner now for 3. That one good. Jack Narula cans the 3. Brings the lead back down to only 2 for Conestoga. This is now Liao, guarded by Oswemo. To Obang. Into Arawaji. In the paint. No good. Liao with the rebound again. And his arm is held on his attempted shot, and that'll be 2 free throws. That was just as the shot clock was expiring as well, I believe, for Conestoga. And there is that triple substitute that Coach Hopkins was preparing. It'll be Barbosa, Connors, and Oswemo out of the game for Davis, Thackeray, and Jeremiah Della Foresta. Oh, a quadruple substitution. Cole Arnold checking out as well. And Thomas Barbosa back into the game. Liao with a make from the free throw line. Liao now 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Getting a lot of opportunities there. Barbosa now with the 3 for the Royals. That one's just off the front rim. Thackeray hustles to get the offensive rebound, but doesn't get there in time. And Barbosa tries to get the interception on that one. Everyone claiming on the Royals squad that it was last touch off Conestoga. And they'll get the favor of the referee, and the Royals will get an inbound here. With 4.5 seconds to go as we close out this first half. And we'll have a substitution here for the last 4.5 seconds as we get Chidera Jefuome subbing in for the Condors. Barbosa to Narula. Throws that one up. A lot of pressure. He maybe wanted a foul call on that one. But no success in flipping that over the 6'11" Chidera Jefuome. At the end of this half, the score is 43 for Conestoga and 39 for the Redeemer Royals. We'll take a break for halftime and be back for the third quarter. And we begin the third quarter with Conestoga driving to the lane. Obang misses his shot, but Liao is there for the follow-up. That's 2 points for Conestoga as they push their lead to 6. Thackeray now gives it to Barbosa, guarded by Obang. To Narula and back to Barbosa. Drives left past Liao, and the left-handed floater is good for Tomas Barbosa. Brings the lead back down to 4. This is Luca Filovong, guarded by Thackeray. And to Emmanuel Liao. Attempted to find Terrell Lloyd, who was cutting to the basket, but pass was too far in front of him, and it'll be a Redeemer ball. A screen from Jack Narula for Thomas Barbosa, who drives left on Liao. Ball gets a little bit away from him, has to try and save it. Terrell Lloyd makes that interception. Pass across the court to Luca Filovong. Good vertical defense from Thackeray, but the shot is good. The left-handed layup from Filovong. Davis tries to dribble around Obang, but that one's intercepted. And Thackeray is back for the Royals to take that one away from Ladera. Obang gets the steal there. And Gabe Della Foresta cutting to the basket. Gives it back out to Barbosa, who steps into the lane and takes a two-pointer. Davis saves it, or sorry, that's Gabe Della Foresta saves it from going out of bounds. Gets it back from Thackeray. The up fake on Lloyd and drives to the rim. It is now a foul on the number 24 for Conestoga, Terrell Lloyd, and it'll be a Redeemer ball under the Conestoga basket on the baseline. Inbound to Thackeray in the corner. Davis now drives to the hole, and that one is good for Parker Davis. This is Tristan Braham in the corner. Or that was Jose Davis, my bad. Back to Filovong. Tries to pass it out to Terrell Lloyd, but this is Davis with the fast break layup. Ball back in the Redeemer half. Emmanuel Liao. Now to Jose Davis. Back to Liao, guarded by Jack Narula. Tries to find Filovong in the corner, but Gabe Della Foresta with the steal. Gives it to Parker Davis. Redeemer now within 2 of the Condors. Pass to Thomas Barbosa in the corner. Dribble pull-up for him. That one's short, but Narula with the rebound kicks it back out to Davis. Now with Barbosa, drives left on Liao. Tries to get around the big man. Flips it up with his left hand and is fouled in the act. And he'll get 2 free throws to try and bring this game level. We have a replacement at point guard with Cole Arnold checking into the game for the Royals in place of Jackson Thackeray. The first free throw for Thomas Barbosa is no good. But the second will fall for the Redeemer player. Brings Barbosa to 10 points on the game. And Redeemer within 1 of Conestoga. Filovong entry into Liao. Leaves it for Davis. Pass out to Obang into the corner for Landon Hart. His first action in a while, and he picks up right where he left off with a 3-pointer from the corner. Even in all the time that he sat on the bench, no one was able to become the game's top scorer, and he's now reestablished his place there with 15 points this game. Davis now, screen from Narula, tries to dribble between the 2 players. Narula on the ground to pick up the loose ball, corrals it to Cole Arnold, across the court to Della Foresta. This would be quite the play if that goes in. Unfortunately not. Davis attempts to save it from going out of bounds, but unsuccessful. It'll be a Conestoga ball. We now have Caden King-Stewart and Jeremiah Della Foresta coming into the game for Jack Narula and Gabriel Della Foresta. And Jason Uswomo as well checking into the game for Parker Davis. We mentioned in the first half that Redeemer had a bit of a trouble with Conestoga's offensive rebounding, which they still do. They're being out-rebounded by Conestoga quite heavily. But Redeemer has the lead in the assist category, having registered 16 assists already in this game to Conestoga's 9. So Redeemer playing some excellent team basketball and setting each other up for the points that they're getting. They trail by 4 here in this third quarter. Jeremiah Della Foresta now. Jason Uswomo. Tomás Barbosa. Tries to thread it through for Caden King-Stewart. Obang was in the passing lane. King-Stewart puts it up and is fouled and will have a trip to the free throw line. And that'll be Conestoga's third foul of the quarter, with Redeemer still sitting at 0. Redeemer could conceivably get themselves into the bonus for a decent portion of this quarter, and that would very much help. Parker Davis only took a very short break and is now back in the game for Tomás Barbosa. First free throw no good from Caden King-Stewart. But the second one cuts the lead to 3. It's Ladera Obang now. Down the left wing. Into Liao, kick to the corner for Landon Hart, and dribbles that one out of bounds. It will be Redeemer ball. And we have number 44, Brandon Kamayu, coming into the game, subbing out Emmanuel Liao. Seems like those two are replacing each other at any point in this game. Davis to Arnold. Screen from King-Stewart. Arnold thought about a 3, drives right, had the lane to put up a shot maybe, but gets it to Della Foresta in the corner. Jeremiah Della Foresta hits that 3-pointer. Brings him to 6 points on the game and ties this game at 50. Halfway through this third quarter. We've been treated to 2 very evenly matched basketball games here tonight, both in the women's game and the men's game so far. The women were able to pull out a 6-point win against Conestoga in the earlier 6 o'clock game. And the men are hanging in against this Condors team. Davis with a great contest on that shot, which is an air ball from Obang. And maybe some confusion around a foul or a shot clock reset. The refs will talk this one out here. We'll try and get our best interpretation of their conversation. It'll be a shot clock violation, and it'll be Redeemer ball. We determined that Ladera Obang's shot did not hit the rim, and thus did not reset the shot clock. Swomo inbounds to Arnold. Philavong to beat. Gets across half, does Arnold. Gets it to Davis. Tries to drive on Obang, but foul called on Obang, even though it seems as though Davis had a little bit of an elbow up, but nonetheless, Redeemer will get the inbound, and that's 14 fouls now for Conestoga. They only need 1 more to put Redeemer into the bonus. Tristan Braham checking into the game. Uswomo drives right. Puts up the shot with his left hand and is good. Even over the 6'7" Brendan Kamayu. Draped all over him. Uswomo gets that one to go and gives Redeemer a 2-point lead. Obang gets the screen from Kamayu. And must have been a moving screen from Brendan Kamayu. It'll be an offensive foul on him and a turnover for Conestoga. We'll give Redeemer the ball back. Arnold now with it, guarded by Braham. Drives hard right, gets it to Jeremiah Del Foresta. Back out to Davis. Davis with the pass to Del Foresta now into King Stewart with the right hand. Took some contact on that shot, wanted a foul, didn't get it. This is Landon Hart now. To Obang, to Jose Davis in the corner. Good contest by Jason Yasuomo. That one takes 3 or 4 trips around the rim before it drops in. 3-pointer good from from Jose Davis, which gives Conestoga a 1-point lead. Yasuomo on the right wing. Has Jeremiah Del Foresta, who drives on Hart. Step back. No good on the jump shot, and Kamayu the rebounds. And we have a travel on Brendan Kamayu. He's not happy. And a turnover for Conestoga. Redeemer ball on the end line. And we've got Elijah Ona, Thomas Barbosa, and Gabriel Della Foresta checking back in for the Royals. Cole Arnold and Caden King Stewart, the 2 to remain on the floor for the Royals. Pass into Elijah Ona in the corner. Almost loses it, but keeps a hold of it. Gets to Barbosa. Wants a screen from King Stewart. Doesn't use it. Gets it to King Stewart, who turns in the lane, gets the shot up. And a little bit late, shot clock violation will be assessed to Redeemer. And that'll be a turnover. And it'll be a timeout taken by Redeemer. Ball inbounded to Tristan Braham, guarded by Cole Arnold across half court. Pass into Brendan Kamayu. Dribble handoff to Ladera Obang. Top of the three-point line, drives in with the right hand. That one's no good, but he gets his own rebound and puts the follow-up in for 2. 3-point lead now for Conestoga. Elijah Ona into the corner for Arnold. Della Foresta at the top of the key. Barbosa on the wing. To Della Foresta, now to Arnold. Jab step and drives left. Takes some contact. The ball gets away from him. He wanted a foul, but it'll be Conestoga ball. Tristan Braham. Obeng now drives right, baseline. And a foul called.
Maybe I shove that all the way down.
Parker Davis with the bucket for Redeemer, brings the game back to within 3. Tristan Braham now to Brendan Kamayu. Jose Davis drives on De La Foresta, kicks it to Braham, gets into the lane, behind the back pass. Audacious, but we have a fast break now with Parker Davis. And that was an incredibly tough finish by Parker Davis on the reverse. Evaded the block he saw coming and flipped that one home with his left hand. And that brings the game back to within 1 for the Royals as we just crossed the 1 minute mark remaining in this third quarter. Obeng, cross-court pass to Landon Hart. 3 is no good. Barbosa the rebounds. Comes the other way and some contact taken on that layup. He will go to the free throw line for 2. Oh, yeah, sure. Barbosa hits his first of 2 free throws. That ties the game at 57. And the second is good as well. Ball now with Tristan Braham. 40 seconds left on the clock. Kavan Nath kicked into the corner. Now with Brendan Kamayu turning in the paint. Shot up over Caden King-Stewart, and that one goes home for 2. Takes back the lead for the Condors by 1. Ball into Barbosa. He's got to get it across half court. Does so and takes some contact on the way. That's a foul, and it will send Barbosa to the free throw line as the Royals are in bonus. Redeemer playing some good committed defense this quarter, only committing 1 team foul throughout the entire frame and still remaining competitive as that free throw ties the game at 59. I was going to say I didn't see the scoreboard move. I'm sure he made that free throw. Game is tied at 59 now. Barbosa with his second gives Redeemer the lead, 60-59 with 20 seconds left on the game clock in the third quarter. Landon Hart up to Jose Davis. Now it's Tristan Braham. Settles the ball with 13 left. And a turnover by Conestoga. Barbosa with 2 left to do something. Puts up a 3. And would have been called for the push-off anyways, I believe. Offensive foul indeed charged to Thomas Barbosa in the late seconds of that quarter. I'm not sure whether there will be any time left on the clock or whether that'll just signal the end of the quarter, because the foul would have been committed while there was still time on the clock. It looks like 1.5 has been put back on the game clock. So we'll have 1.5 seconds of Conestoga possession following the Barbosa offensive foul. See whether Conestoga can make some magic happen and reclaim the lead heading into the start of the fourth quarter. Landon Hart puts up a shot. Very close to making that three-pointer, but no dice for Landon Hart as we head now to the end of the third quarter and into the fourth. Redeemer still holding a 1-point lead, 60-59 over the visiting Conestoga Condors. And at this time, we'd like to thank tonight's Redeemer Royals sponsor, Finn Pools. They are a proud sponsor of your Royals and the Make a Splash move of the game. For over 25 years, Finn Pools has been transforming backyards with custom designs, expert installations, and trusted maintenance, delivering top-quality products they stand behind. From concept to completion, they believe kindness matters and every project deserves excellence. Visit finnpools.ca, that's FINNPOOLS.ca, to learn more or to start your next pool project today. Thank you to Finn Pools for support. Scoring that much, neither is Obang, so I don't know. Anyways. Barbosa with the inbound to Thackeray to start this fourth quarter. Back into Barbosa on the wing. Caleb Connors and Parker Davis getting in on the offense. Ball now with Thackeray on the wing. Davis, screen set by Dick. Crashes to the lane and takes some contact on the way on that layup attempt, and Parker Davis will head to the line for a couple free throws. Parker Davis is Redeemer's top scorer this game with 20 points, 9 of 15 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, as well as having 3 assists. Redeemer so far is shooting 11 of 13 from the free throw line tonight, and that'll be 12 of 14 with Parker Davis making his first of this trip to the line. Redeemer also shooting well from the three-point line, 5 of 11. That's good enough for 46%. And Davis's second free throw is good as well, putting Redeemer's lead up to 3. It's Luca Philavong, guarded by Thomas Barbosa. Now Brendan Kamayu spins on Dick, and that layup no good, but Landon Hart with the board. His follow-up no good either, and it'll stay Royals ball. Looks like Landon Hart got some contact from behind as he was grabbing that last rebound, but no foul call. Thackeray now to Caleb Connors. Davis, entry pass into Ben Dick. Barbosa now curling off the dribble handoff. Connors driving right to the rim. Kick out to Barbosa in the corner, and that is good. Thomas Barbosa hitting a timely 3 for the Royals to push their lead to 6. That gives Thomas Barbosa 17 points on the night. A couple substitutions now for Conestoga. Terrell Lloyd, Emmanuel Liao coming back into the game, as well as Ladera Obang and Jose Davis. Leave Luca Philavong the only one to stay on the floor. Lloyd drives on Thackeray, puts up the high arcing layup, and that one is good off the glass. Some quick impact off the bench for Terrell Lloyd. Cuts the lead to 4. Barbosa now to Thackeray. Oh, tries to zip that pass cross court to Barbosa, but that's stolen by Obang. And that'll be an easy layup for Ladera Obang. Conestoga coming out of the substitutions with a quick 4-point swing. Thackeray trying to claim that that ball was tipped by the Conestoga player and out of bounds, but he won't get the favor of the referee. And Jackson Thackeray will sub out of the game, and Cole Arnold will replace him. Luca Philavong now. Terrell Lloyd. And the defensive foul called against Redeemer. Foul on Caleb Connors. Obang to inbound. Philavong drives, kicks it to the corner. Last touch off Redeemer, and it'll be Conestoga ball again. Lloyd inbounds to Obang. Just only 2 points back of Redeemer right now. Kicks it to Luca Philavong on the wing for a 3. That one just off the front of the rim. Arnold kicks it to the corner for Barbosa. Him and Ben Dick just weren't on the same wavelength, and that's a turnover. And that's put home by Jose Davis to tie the game at 65. And Redeemer's 6-point lead has evaporated. They break the press well, and that's a nice pass into Caleb Connors. Good find by Cole Arnold there on the assist, and a good quick finish by Caleb Connors gives Redeemer back their lead. Ladera Obang takes the screen from Liao, gives it up to Lloyd, drives right on Connors, takes some contact, throws up a shot, no good. Davis with the rebound, drives at Davis, Davis on Davis, Davis scores. And outlet to Terrell Lloyd, he finishes that layup. Ben Dick almost got the steal on that one, but not quite in time, and the lead now just 2 again for Redeemer. Cole Arnold to Caleb Connors, back to Cole Arnold. Tries to dish that one to Ben Dick. It ricochets off a couple of bodies, eventually finds him. He'll take a little fadeaway jump shot. That'll be good for 2. Ben Dick puts the lead back to 4. Ladera Obang now down this right-hand side, gives it to Lloyd. Asks for the screen from Liao. Doesn't use it, just drives right instead, and Terrell Lloyd could do that all day by the looks of it. Another layup good for him. Wing 3 by Parker Davis, no good. Ben Dick gets a touch on it, and it'll be out of bounds off Redeemer. We have Caden King-Stewart, Jason Oswomo, and Gabriel Del Foresta checking back into the game for Redeemer. Philavong now. Caden King-Stewart with the steal. Barbosa now. Spins on Liao, kicks it to the corner for Oswomo. That 3 is short. Rebound by Liao. King-Stewart gets his hands in there, breaks it loose for a second, but it's now with Terrell Lloyd. Terrell Lloyd looking for contact and gets it. A blocking foul against Jason Uswomo, I believe. Redeemer's lead is still 2 points at this point in the fourth quarter, and we have a timeout taken by Conestoga, at which point we will use to thank our other sponsor of tonight's game. Redeemer Royals Basketball would like to thank Wes Shilstra of Remax Escarpment Realty, the official sponsor of our final score updates this season. Wes is passionate about helping families find their place to call home. So whether you're buying or selling, trust experience and integrity. Trust Wes Shilstra, Remax Escarpment Realty. We thank you, Wes, for your ongoing support of Redeemer Royals Athletics. Just take a drink. Ladera Obanks inbound under the Redeemer basket. Gets it out to Philavong. Lloyd now on the wing. Entry into Liao. Obang now swing to Davis. But Parker Davis gets a finger on that one on a great contest. Blocking that shot, and Terrell Lloyd almost gets a steal on that pass from Jason Oswomo, but that goes out of bounds. He's frustrated he couldn't hang on to that one, but Redeemer still leading by 2 with just over 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Cole Arnold gets the screen from King Stewart, finds Davis, drives left on Lloyd, gets some contact and flips that one home with the left hand. A tough finish by Parker Davis. Closely defended by Terrell Lloyd. Pushes Redeemer's lead to 4. Obang guarded by Cole Arnold. Drives left, dumps it to Liao. That'll be an easy layup for him. Cuts the lead back to 2. 73-71 now the score. Cole Arnold will take this one. He'll try and lay that in acrobatically, but Terrell Lloyd had none of that. Gabriel Della Foresta there for the offensive rebound in the putback. 4-point lead again for Redeemer. Seems like I'm saying a lot of that. 4-point lead, 2-point lead, tie game. But trading buckets will do that. That's exactly what these two teams are doing. Terrell Lloyd now finds Philavong in the corner. That's a 3-pointer. That's good. 1-point lead now for the Royals. 4 minutes to go. Arnold guarded by Lloyd. Gets it to Davis. Surveys his options into King Stewart. Will take a 3. And that is good from Parker Davis. Puts Redeemer's lead back to 4. He's having himself quite the quarter and quite the offensive night. I'll have to check in with how many points he has so far this game. Passing to Liao. That could be a charge. And it is. Charge taken by Caden King Stewart. Those are the plays you need down the stretch to ensure the lead, and that's exactly what Caden King Stewart did. Important there to get your feet set, and that's exactly what he did. Took the charge on Liao. And checking on Parker Davis. He's now at 29 points for the game. Offensive masterclass from Parker Davis on great efficiency, too. 12 of 19 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Really helping propel Redeemer to this lead so far, but that pass is intercepted by Ladera Obang. And Barbosa tries to make a swipe on the ball, but commits a foul, and Obang's still able to finish it. That'll cut the lead to 2 with a chance to cut it to 1 for the extra free throw that Obang will get. Cole Arnold and Caleb Connors coming back into the game for Redeemer. And Obang converts on the free throw. And thus the three-point play. It's cut the lead to just one with just over 3 minutes left in this this fourth quarter. And a good read from Caden King-Stewart to find the cutting Parker Davis. That puts him at 31 points on the night. But a great back cut by Parker Davis, taking advantage of his defenseman looking the other way. And a blocking foul called on Parker Davis. He might have tried to sell that one a little bit. But he's been on the floor a lot tonight. I'm sure there's some fatigue setting in, and he's not maybe able to slide his feet as well as he was in the first quarter. But he's still out here battling, carrying this offensive load for Redeemer, and has put up a great stat line tonight. See whether he stays in the game. It seems like he will. The only one in the Redeemer timeout who's hunched over. That's a tribute to how much he's played tonight, how much he's had to do. We've got Ladera Obang shooting a free throw on the other end. The crowd trying to put him off, unsuccessful. And the Condors are in bonus. That's why Obang is getting a trip to the line here. The chance, as I say again, to bring the lead just down to one. The second free throw is good as well. Obang has practiced his free throws enough to not be disturbed by the Redeemer home crowd. Arnold now, guarded by Philivong, drives right. And the miscommunication between Davis and Arnold as they both hang their heads, wishing that they had made the right play there. We'll have to get a stop here to stop Conestoga from getting the lead. Obang now, guarded by Parker Davis. Entry pass into Emmanuel Liao, guarded by Caden King-Stewart. A little bit of a push-off. Shot doesn't fall. And a travel called against Emmanuel Liao. It was thought maybe that there was a hand on top of the ball as he shot it that would maybe delegitimize the travel call. But it seems as though he was found guilty of a travel. It'll be a turnover for Conestoga. And that is a breath of relief for Redeemer as they committed a turnover just moments ago on the other end. And Conestoga chose to do the same, giving them the ball right back. Barbosa slips on the drive. Tries to get it to King-Stewart. He's able to get it, but only 8 left on the shot clock for Redeemer. Ball with Parker Davis. He's poked from behind by Obang. We'll have to get a shot off. Drives to the lane. And it's pinned against the backboard by Terrell Lloyd. That'll be a shot clock violation. Parker Davis finding a great lane to the basket. If he had maybe gone up with his left on the other side of the basket, would have been able to make it, but Terrell Lloyd was controlling all airspace on the right side of the hoop there. And he's had a couple nice blocks at the rim tonight. And a timeout will be taken here by Redeemer. We've got some defense chance now coming from the Redeemer crowd as we come into the last 2 minutes of the game with Redeemer still leading by 1. That's a turnover from Obang. Parker Davis will dribble by him, but that's poked away from him. If Terrell Lloyd can get the ball to Obang, he'll choose to go himself, leave it for Liao, and he'll be fouled and go to the free throw line with a chance to get the lead for Conestoga. An unfortunate situation when you dribble past your man and they poke the ball out from behind you. And that was executed to perfection by Ladera Obang. And the first free throw is a miss from Liao. But the second is good. We have a game tied at 80 with 1:45 left to go. Thackeray against Philavong. Gives it to Davis. Rejects the screen. Has 3 defenders come to try and stop him. Davis still on the ground, so Conestoga has numbers the other way. Lloyd tries to flip it up and in, but can't. Liao gets the offensive rebound and misses as well. Outlet to Davis. He'll try and Euro step around to Obang. What a move from Parker Davis to give Redeemer back the lead, 82-80. So crafty, so poised, Parker Davis is. But unfortunately commits a foul down on the other end. He's not individually in foul trouble, but Redeemer is as a team. That'll send Terrell Lloyd to the free throw line. But those will be Terrell Lloyd's first free throws of the night. He's not yet attempted any. Parker Davis still remaining in the game, although once again in the Redeemer timeout, the one, or maybe one of 2 people kind of hunched over, breathing heavily. But it seems to not be affecting his play very much. I believe that's 33 points on the night now for Parker Davis. Terrell Lloyd with the free throw. He's able to make both of those. As we get the ball now with Jackson Thackeray in the corner. Finds the cutting Davis with the left hand. And that one falls! The and one for Parker Davis. That layup stayed on the rim for about a good second before it fell. And the Redeemer crowd, with their most excited reaction to the game so far, it was a pivotal basket by Parker Davis. Doing absolutely everything he can to will this Redeemer team to victory. Gets the foul call and has a chance to convert on the 3-point play at the free throw line. But you can definitely sense some fatigue. I don't know how he keeps doing this. But he's obviously prepared well for this moment. But no free throw make for Parker Davis. Caden King-Stewart does have the rebound and gives the Royals an extra possession. Parker Davis right back into the lane, kicks it back out to Della Foresta. That one's up off the rim. And Liao collects the rebound. 40 seconds left now. 2 points the lead for Redeemer. This is a situation you got to get yourself out of if you're the Royals. Ball with Philavong at the top of the key. 11 seconds on the shot clock. 29 on the game clock. The ball with Lloyd in the post. Going against Thackeray. Fake. Turnaround jumper. No good. Thackeray gets it down court to Della Foresta. Gets it to Davis, who flips it up and in for the 4-point lead with 13 seconds left. Absolutely huge play. Timeout called by Conestoga. But Redeemer feeling all sorts of momentum. The defense by Thackeray on the turnaround jumper. The pass down court. Della Foresta there to retrieve it. And the quick pass into Parker Davis. Everyone just being exactly where they needed to be. And now Conestoga, just like in the women's game, only 13 seconds left to get 4 points. I think it was maybe the women's team had 20 seconds to get 6 points or something like that. But both teams putting themselves in a good situation here late in the fourth quarter. We'll see what Conestoga draws up out of this timeout. But they really have to get a shot off early, and they have to make it. And they have to foul, and Redeemer has a couple fouls to give, so they'll have to foul Redeemer a couple times before they are able to get Redeemer to shoot free throws and then can get possession back. So this is not a good position for Conestoga to be in. A lot has to go right for them to salvage at least a tie in regulation to push it to overtime, or a win even more unlikely. But Parker Davis, 35 points so far on the night. Absolutely incredible. Still in the game. It's definitely not a shabby defender either. Redeemer needs him on both sides of the floor. And with their timeout, Conestoga is able to advance the ball past half courts. Redeemer engaging in some "Let's Go Royals" cheers from the crowd as Conestoga looks to inbound the ball. Will they dwindle out before play restarts? But this is Philibong now on Thackeray. A shot's got to go up here. There's only 7 seconds left in the game. 6. The block by Caden King-Stewart. He gets the rebound. Conestoga won't try to get it back. And that does it. Redeemer pulls away. 2 wins on the night against Conestoga. The men's team closing out this fourth quarter, 86-82. The margin of victory tonight against the visiting Conestoga Condors, a team that took 2 wins off them last year from both meetings. Redeemer now getting one back in their win column, finding their first win of the season, and Conestoga now 0-4 on their season. But great effort from Royals all around, but really the story is Parker Davis, 35 points on 15 of 23 shooting from the field. Absolutely amazing performance from him, and always an amazing feeling to get a win at home for the Royals, especially from the basketball team. A lot of people love coming out to watch this team play. And thank you for joining us tonight. If you've been around for both games, the women and the men's, then what 4 hours of basketball you were able to see. And if not, we thank you for joining us for at least the end of this men's game. We look forward to seeing you for the rest of our games this season. As for myself, Jared Meyer, have a good night.